Hey Ben, what's the Astec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting. We'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Astec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Astec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
And we welcome you inside the broadcast booth for day 2 of the Astec Safety Challenge. Look at, there's us. We elevated
Faces
our
to
game.
the
We
voice.
got a camera. Ian beside me, Evan alongside you. Happy to be here. Happy to be broadcasting again for some world-class curling. And the streams continue. And we got a big, big game ahead of us here. This is the A event. Winner moves to the playoffs. Ian, Dunstone, Schwaller, and both highly ranked world teams here today.
Yeah, certainly showing their mettle and advancing quite far already into the A bracket and a chance to move into the playoffs. You know, we would have expected this, I think, with world number 2, world number 8.
Team Dunstone will recap the players in case you aren't familiar with this team. You're tuning in for the first time. We've got lead Ryan Harden, second EJ Harden, third Colton Lott, and skip Matt Dunstone, Canadian ranked number 2, world ranked number 8. They made a change in 2004 in December, moving Colton Lott to third to replace BJ Neufeld, brought in EJ Harden at second, reuniting the Harden brothers in front. This version of the team won the 2024 Red Deer Curling Classic in November. The other version won the Henderson Medal Fall Classic. And big sponsors Coyote, Brogan Fire and Safety, Royal LePage, Henderson Medal, Makwa 7 Hardline, and Dynasty. Curling over to the international Schwaller team on your side, Ian.
Yeah, my chance to introduce Team Schwaller here. Lead is Pablo Lachat-Couchepin. Second, Sven Michel. Third or fourth, Benoit Schwartz Van Berkel. And the skip, of course, is Yannick Schwaller. Those guys will be maybe swapping their shot order as well, so depending on the team composition here today. And pretty exciting, those guys are here from Switzerland, and they'll be representing their country at the 2025 World Men's Curling Championship this year in Moose Jaw.
Love it. Also for our viewers at home, notice how I took Dunstone and gave my pal Ian the Schwaller teams to roll out, so I appreciate you giving that a go, my friend.
Trying to get the pronunciations. We got French and Swiss pronunciations there, some names.
You crushed it. You absolutely crushed it. I would have botched that completely. In the chat, if you want to know what's going on, or if you have any questions, comments, concerns, relay it to us, and we will do our part to help you alongside. The best part about this is we've got the thirds and skips mic'd up, which is brilliant, and we also have a live chat going. If you're watching from Curling Zone, great. If you're watching from the Lloydminster Curling Club, awesome. If you're watching from Telesoptic TV, we appreciate you. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday afternoon. And Doris in saying, let's go Team Dunstone, watching from Newfoundland. BB from Geneva, go Team Schwaller. And watching from Lloydminster, enjoying the wonderful coverage. Thank you, Linda. So keep the chat rolling as we continue this coverage and as we roll into a very important Game 20. Schwaller, Dunstone. Winner advances to the playoffs on the A side.
Yeah, it looks like Dunstone with the draw to the button. Team Schwaller leading out with the first rock here in the first end. So hammer to Dunstone here in end number 1.
It's a good spot to be for him. You want the hammer in 1, and it's interesting. Over the last couple of games that I've broadcast, you want to see teams potentially try to take a blank in 1, see what the ice looks like, but at this point in the Astec Safety Challenge, Ian, most of these teams at these high-caliber world ranks, they know exactly what's up. They figured this thing out, and now it's a matter of who's going to be more aggressive, who's going to maybe make less mistakes, and who's going to take control early.
Yeah, leading out here with a draw just off the center line, maybe a little bit deeper or not quite tight enough of what they would want on that first shot, but first a feeling out process here in end number 1.
And a shout out to Heinz from Thun, Switzerland. Go Team Schwaller. Love the international flavor in the chat right now as we have the Canadian Dunstone versus the Switzerland team, world number 2, Yannick Schwaller rink.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you know Evan, but I do have some in-laws, some family in Switzerland, just outside of Geis, and actually a small town of Samaplatz.
Well, there you go. So if anybody's familiar with those locations or those towns, let us know. Maybe
Very small town.
You should be texting your family and telling them to get on.
Get on it.
I don't know what time
I'm
it
not
is.
sure they're curling fans.
Well, let's make them curling fans. That's what it's all about. Also, I don't know what time it is in Switzerland currently.
Plus 8.
The time? Oh,
Should
8 hours plus.
Should be 8:30, maybe 9:30. Not too sure what they do for.
Nice little evening game there.
Dunstone with the first rock around, partially buried, and looks like Schwaller will be aiming for the corner freeze. How's the weight? Little tap back.
That's what he wanted, though. He'd move some rocks, promote. There's an option there for his stone, promote it later on. Now Dunstone takes a look.
Could go in-turn draw beside it, too. Try and get to nose. Just through.
Dunstone coming off a big win against Returnaz last night. They won 8-0 after 3 ends, and I know there was some comments saying, hey, the Returnaz team not quite 100%. You could see it out there last night, but they came back out and absolutely responded again, the Returnaz team. So good to see for them, but Dunstone obviously riding a bit of a high from last night and looking to get into the playoffs here. This is a big implication game.
Absolutely, yeah. You don't see that type of disparity in scoring usually between these type of teams. Dunstone versus Returnaz, I'm sure they've played each other multiple times at Grand Slams and Worlds and any sorts of other bond spiels and tournaments.
Good shot, Pete.
Good shot from BJ Hardened there. Push it back and just kind of duck past that back red.
Yeah.
Dunstone with the hammer and 1. We might need our friends on the chat to help us translate some of the shots and some of the options that the Schwaller rink's going to be talking about, because we won't have that option to listen in and actually give you some insight there. I don't speak that language, Ian. I'm guessing you don't, but I don't. You surprise me every once in a while. You might actually know a couple of words.
A couple of words would be my extent of German or Swiss German.
Swiss German.
Yeah. That not going to help us too much on the insight
Okay,
there
well,
without the chat's help.
Yeah, get a little AI engine running on the backside.
Good shot here of Matt crouching down into the house, and we have to mention definitely that we have a doppelganger up here in the booth. Apparently, Evan is supposed to be Matt's lookalike.
You know what? I get that all the time, and that's not a discredit to Dunstone. I think he's a far better specimen of a human being than I am. But some people have said that he kind of looks a little bit like me. So I don't know if Andrew from Groove V Productions behind the scenes helping us out here potentially can get a side-by-side angle at some point. This is me here. Dunstone, obviously. You be the judge on the stream.
15-4.
So what are we looking at here, Ian? It looks to be a bit of a control here for Dunstone early on, but Schwaller has that run-back option, which he's opting to take.
Yeah, Dunstone sitting a couple of counters at the moment in the rings, and I'm sure Schwaller is going to be making the attack here to get rid of some of those red stones and improve his odds.
Knows it,
towards the end
raise
of this.
it back, going to get some movement.
A little bit of a jam in the back. Was hoping definitely to get some others out, and he did get 2 out eventually.
That's a nice shot from the Schwaller rink. That opens it up definitely for this squad. Leaves their shot rock too on the center line guard.
Yeah, definitely that was ideal outcome from that stone for sure. Matt here back into the rings, trying to put another counter behind that guard.
With the hammer, keep the pressure on.
Lines of hair tight. Little bit for line. Line's good. It's all there.
Really good audio there from the third and skip. We couldn't get to hear exactly what they're thinking as soon as that rock's released from his hand.
Yeah, go.
Trying to finish it now. It looks like it's squeaking out a little bit on the other side, but
14-4.
14-4 hog to hog. So pretty consistent with what we were seeing for draw times yesterday, Ian. Nice to see the ice holding up, and a big credit to the local team here. Darren Moulding coming in and helping out, Graydon and Brian. For the viewers at home who aren't aware, on Christmas Eve, the local rink found out that the ice was melting in our club. And a bunch of community people came together, stepped up, people who had never made ice before. And I know Brian and Graydon, they were spending 24 hours a day here for the first couple of days to get her back. And we're curling, which is unbelievable and an amazing feat for the local companies involved, and Brian and Graydon for making this happen. So our thanks for the work you put in behind the scenes over the holidays to ensure the Astec Safety Challenge is here right now, and we're able to stream this amazing event in Lloydminster.
Yeah, Yannick Schwaller there with the first of his stones this end. Yeah, he is shooting third, even though the team is his namesake.
Yep.
So just to be aware that Schwaller is shooting the third stones.
Schwaller needs to curl it in there, finish it off, and a kiss and a sit. And a nicely positioned rock by the skip Yannick Schwaller, shooting
Very
the third
good draw.
stones. Nice touch.
Like it's 12-5. Okay. You got enough to make the ball like a thin quarter. Yeah, you're trying to hit a quarter to a third.
Matt looking to have a hit and bump off. 12-5, looking at a little bit of a hit speeds rather than the 14s of the draws.
Clean. Yep. Yep. Gotta go. Hard. Hard. Well, yeah. Hard.
Trying to hold this stone around the guard. Will he get it?
Big call from Dunstone, racking off the front center. Not what they were hoping for on that one. And Colton Lott with a rare miss from him and a replay from Groove V Productions. So now what does that leave them here, Ian? You kind of open it up, and Yannick Schwaller's got a chance now to come down on this one.
Yeah, they have to make the decision on offsetting Yellowstones into the rings, hopefully behind the new coverage, the adjusted guard up front.
Yeah.
Or are they going to guard put another guard out for what they're already sitting on? With that ice that he's taken, unless they know this ice, it could be moving all the way across. Or
Yannick Schwaller with his second in the first, without the hammer, looking to capitalize on a Colton Lott miscue on the Dunstone side. Big sweep from the front end. Got to get it there. Some adjustment now. Got to curl it in. Tuck it behind there. Curl it in, boys.
No translation required.
That's the universal language of curling for you right there.
Not quite behind cover, just a little bit sticking out.
And look at this action from the front end of the Yannick Schwaller team.
So the ice that they took there out on the 8-foot, definitely a lot of motion on that rock to come all the way across.
Yeah.
And really all that rock needed was just a little bit more juice to get there.
I'm going to try to get some times on these rocks as they go through here, though. But for the chat, sitting at a 14.5 right now, which is 14 seconds, roughly 14 and a half seconds hog to hog for your standard T-line button draw. And Dunstone immediately calls these guys on. This rock is moving quick. This rock is moving quick on these guys.
Can they hold it around?
Can they hold it?
Another back-to-back Rex.
Looks like Rex again. And 2 in a row for the Dunstones team, and that'll roll over. Not ideal to start this first end here, Ian.
Yeah, they're staring down a lot of rocks here in the rings, and just 4 rocks to come.
So now, what do? You're Yannick Schwaller. You're sitting one. You've got a good position in the third stone counting. Do you move some red?
Yeah, I think it's just a decision that they need to make is how can they, you know, cut out as many options for Matt Dunstone on his final stones. They're going to want to move something out, or do they want to freeze, use what's in the rings, and just be slightly better positions on all of those 2 or 3 positions that they're looking at right now.
Yeah, without the hammer, do you protect what you have, or do you shore up a bit of a stranglehold here?
4 team members and probably 4 different ideas. They're all pointing brooms at different rocks.
Sure. And remember, too, to Ian's point, Yannick Schwaller is shooting third stones with Schwarz Van Berkel shooting the skip stones for this squad.
Den ist das weg. Ja, ist gut. Sehr gut. Noch so da drauf. 10,5. 10? 10,5, ja.
So a big stone here from the Yannick Schwaller rink, and Benoit Schwarz Van Berkel in his first, looking to keep the pressure on and force Dunstone to do something here with his first.
Clean.
Looking here for the hit and roll, I believe.
Whoa!
Gotta curl it. Doesn't look like a nose hit, Ian. And he goes outside what he was intending.
I think that's a little bit roll on the outside that more than they wanted. They wanted to hit and roll to the middle, I believe.
Replay here from Groove V Productions. Thank you to Andrew behind the scenes. And he was hoping to hit that one on the inside and roll in onto that other red in the forefoot.
Yes. Sitting on the red, definitely use the backing there.
We should always have it back, no?
So now a bit of a gift maybe for Team Dunstone with the hammer still.
Yeah, seeing if they can't salvage this end and get a little bit more out of it.
Thank you to 1,000 of you and counting on the stream right now on Curling Zone and the Lloydminster Curling Club streams.
I think if he makes this, I think this is going to spin a bit.
Really cool to see. It's
probably a shout out to all of your guys' employers who are letting you watch it work.
Or the international folks who are
after
at home
hours,
after a hard day enjoying some curling here. It's 1 o'clock local time, basically. 10 to 1 local time here in Lloydminster, Saskatchewan. An 8-hour difference for the Swiss fans watching Yannick Schwaller try to make an advance to the playoffs here on the A side in the Astec Safety Challenge.
No, I agree. I don't think you need more.
Looking like they're going to be pushing that Yellowstone back. Maybe not a full removal, but just pushing it to the back of the house.
So nose that top yellow, drive it back, set themselves up for their second shot, and hopefully walk away with 2. The Harnden brothers up front to take this one, with Matt Dunstone's first in the first.
Wenn er Nose macht, dann können wir einfach diese 4 Fuß spielen. So. Gibt es nichts, oder? Ja, genau.
Dunstone's first.
Easy. Whoa. Curl.
Controlled weight, need some action on this one.
Trying to pull it in a little bit here now.
Hard,
Looking like it's hitting the outside of this one. It's going to roll away.
Okay.
Separate those 2 that were in the forefoot.
Ja, das ist sehr gut.
So both teams a bit outside the broom to start this game.
Es ist nur für 2.
Yeah, I don't think that's the worst situation.
Wenn wir mit 2 gehen, oder?
Getting the separation.
Watch freeze machen.
Red in the forefoot.
Ich will B.
Plan B or C, maybe plan D at that point. But, I mean, looking at it now, you see Dunstone kind of assessing. I think you're right. Separation allows that yellow to be more accessible, obviously.
Yeah, now they're just looking here. The Swiss team, are we putting it in a new spot, or do we guard what we have?
Also da hat nichts. Genau da.
So looking now at this overhead shot, this is critical because you've got one lone yellow, obviously counting. This is Yannick Schwaller's last stone. Van Berkel's going to throw this one. But if they don't put this in the right spot,
you don't want to risk a double takeout here.
Double.
Dunstone actually has 4 other rocks right
come
behind
up
it.
short. Now you have basically an open takeout to leave you 3, potentially 4. Genevieve says, go Team Dunstone.
14, so viel, ja.
Yeah, I think like once this inside half here on this side is broken in,
C'est 15,
it's going to straighten right out.
14-5 avec Ballière.
Benoit Schwarz Van Berkel. His final stone in the first.
Yeah.
Hoping to make things interesting for Dunstone and his final stone.
Kind of took some of the weight
Looks
off.
like they decided on the freeze there at the stone on the back of the 8-foot. Try to bring it down, get it as close as possible, and just make it really, really hard for Matt to do anything more than his one.
Big sweep from the front end.
Allez Sven, pousse! Allez Sven, pousse!
Sven Michel, Pablo Lachat, Couchepin. This one looks like it's coming up short, Ian. And now what?
And now what?
And
Oh
now
my.
what? That is danger.
Matt here just eyeing up the ice for a possible 5.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. How's the chat feeling on that? Buffy says hi from Thunder Bay. Hello, Buffy. Thanks for tuning in. Over 1,200 people now on the stream, and a big, big stone for Dunstone here. He was looking in complete danger, Ian, about halfway through this first end, and
Absolutely.
momentum has completely shifted.
Yeah, just all the stones fell in location, and couldn't really catch a break. And then in the end there, that ice just had him come up a little bit short. I mean, that rock, if it was even just another foot or 2 deeper, they would be just fine.
So counting it here, it looks like only a potential of 4, I think, but your eyes are better than me. If he makes this shot, let's see.
Yep.
Dunstone to come down on this one, drive it back, angle it out, clean it, nose it. That's gone. Now count them up, Ian. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4 red.
4 red for Team
red.
Dunstone in the first end. And a complete momentum shift in an end that Yannick Schwaller had all the way. 4-0 Dunstone. After one, Schwaller will take hammer as we take a quick break from the Astec Safety Challenge. More curling from the Lloydminster Curling Club after this.
and ACPA, going beyond accounting and tax. The assurance that experienced professionals that care are committed to providing you financial confidence and helping you reach your goals. We listen, we analyze, we advise, we deliver.
Good afternoon from Lloydminster, Saskatchewan, Canada, the Astec Safety Curling Challenge. And draw 2 of the day today, day 2, game 20, and a game between 2 heavy hitters, Dunstone and Schwaller. And looking at the scoreboard there, Ian, you might not think that it was possible, but 4 for Dunstone in the first after Schwarz Van Berkel came up short on his draw and left it pretty much wide open. Nose hit for Dunstone to take 4 and
Yeah, Matt,
not the start they wanted.
Yeah, Matt Dunstone there definitely take that that offering from his opponent and take it into the next end. Going to be a huge hill to climb here now for Schwaller.
That's right.
You can see the
Here's the first shot of the second end for Matt Dunstone, or of the first end, sorry.
We saw 2, if not 3 in a row that kind of came in outside ice, and things just kind of shifted from there. You came up short, and it's what we talked about. It was worst case scenario for Team Yannick Schwaller, and now they have a hill to climb, and the chat is completely divided right now on Curling Zone's stream. Half the people watching in disarray and disappointment after that end, and the other half saying, go Team Dunstone.
Oh.
So
can have a healthy competition in the chat.
Yeah.
We certainly Dunstone, hometown, or not hometown, but home country here in with Canada.
Yeah.
So he's going to have a lot of supporters, I'm sure, in this.
And here we go.
Here we
Look
go.
at this.
I'm glad they cut me
so
out of it.
Andrew from Groovy Productions put this up. You got Dunstone on the right, me on the left, and you be the judge on whether there's any kind of similarity. I don't know. In the chat, is there similarity there? People say it looked like Dunstone.
I think you're going to open up his iPhone.
Maybe that's the test. Hey, Matt, pass me your phone.
Can we?
Facial recognition.
Facial recognition.
I love it. It's 2025 AI, man. I don't know how to say this one, Ian, but hi from Belo Horizonte, if I'm saying that right. Belo Horizonte.
Oh, Belo Horizonte.
Not sure where that is, but
that's in Brazil, is it not?
Love it. Some international flavor in the chat right now.
Belo Horizonte. That was one of the World Cup locations, I believe, in Brazil.
Oh, okay. Thank you for tuning in. 4-0 for Dunstone in the second. Yannick Schwaller's rink has the hammer. Gonna need 2 here for sure to get some momentum back.
Yeah, Benoit here. Schwaller calling for a couple of corner guards straight off the bat. Matt straight into the rings with 2 rocks, and then on his third stone has guarded them. And with these expert front end guys, they're going to be driving that back, trying to get a double or triple.
Yeah, you knew right away as soon as they could access these rocks, as soon as the 5-rock rule was out.
That shot call was about 2 or 3 seconds, maybe even half a second, and the broom was down and the shooter's in the hack ready to go.
Can we go after it? Yes, we can. Let's take a stab, and a nice shot there to clear things up.
Yeah, that'll be Sven.
Sven Michel, second from the Schwaller rink. I got cousin Sherry in Saskatoon watching, so I appreciate Sherry watching, and she said the side-by-side Dunstone Evan Dagenhart comparison was brilliant. I feel like Matt Dunstone's going to have the final say on whether he wants to be compared to me or not, but that's for after the game.
All you need to worry about is if there's a check presentation, make sure you substitute yourself in.
That's good stuff.
Dunstone team coming around the guard here with another nice shot. Perfectly buried.
So they're in a position now to keep the pressure rolling. They have a cushion now, Ian. That takes a ton of pressure off this Dunstone team in a huge Event A qualifier game with implications here, playoffs. Whatever team wins is going to the playoffs on the A side. That's big time rest, big time potential to kind of clean sweep the rest of the way. You don't want to play more games than you have to. And the uphill battle for Yannick Schwaller's group. What do they have here in the second end?
Yeah, they're really going to have to get some excellent shooting from their front end and clean up some of the hardware in the house.
I think they're both curling. Yeah.
Hi from Sault Ste. Marie in the chat, and Stefano says Team Schwaller will come back before the end of the game. I love the confidence from the fans behind the Schwaller rink. Looking to nose this one back, tap it back into the Reds. Ding, ding.
Getting some motion out of it.
Does he get both here, Ian? Does he get both? He does. What a shot.
Yeah, basically the best outcome they could have hoped for. Now you have 3 reds out, or 3 yellows out front. You got a shot stone in the rings, and Matt's going to just have to go around and see what he can make of this.
Colton Lott recently switched to the 3rd position. EJ went to 2nd.
Dunstone coming through the port. at the front. See if they can get some motion on this Yellowstone in the rings.
Through there now, a little bit of a rub, roll behind cover, and a nice recovery from Colton Lott in the first end there. Had 2 stones that just overcurled on him, and a good response from him.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, hitting that rock, getting the roll that they needed towards that center line, and positionally wise, they're going to be putting the pressure on Team Schwaller right through this end. It's really amazing to see the back and forth between these two teams, like one shot back and forth. They're both just showing the quality and shot-making ability that all of they have up and down the lineup.
Yeah, I think teams at this stage, at this caliber, at this highly ranked in the world, you're just going to assume that the team shooting behind you is going to make their shot. So now it's up to you to make the shot that you call and put yourself in a good position, because 99 out of 100 times, if not 999 out of 1,000 times, those guys are going to make these shots. And that's why they're the best of the best, and that's why we're thankful to have this kind of talent here in the border city, Lloydminster, Alberta, Saskatchewan, for the Astec Safety Challenge. Game 20, second draw of the day.
Yeah, it really is a fantastic honor to have so many high-quality teams in the city, giving the fans and residents of this community a chance, once again, of seeing world-class curling in the area.
Well, and it's midday here for us. It's 1 o'clock, and the Arby's fan zone packed to the right of us. The MNP VIP lounge packed to the left of us.
And a complete sellout of the entire event. So they were only selling event passes, so no, you're all in or you're not in at all, because it's a 4-day event, or 5-day event.
100% sellout, and congrats to Astec Safety once again, second year in a row. And Colton Lott with his second of the second, looking to move a stone just on the inside of the 12-foot on the far left side of the rings.
This will be the second closest shot I've seen here in the event compared to the boards. The one yesterday was, I think, a little bit closer.
Yeah, we saw a couple, you and I were broadcasting. We saw a couple slide next to the bumpers there.
Right next to the bumper, but successful takeout. Didn't keep his shooter, though.
Du hast auch hier, ja. Ja, ist egal. Das ist schwierig getan, oder nicht? Das ist schwierig. Mach das. Gell? Ist einfacher, oder nicht? Ja, sehr gut.
Some love for Team Dunstone from Brenda in the chat, and Farron says, "Go Dunstone," cheering from Kamloops, and John says, "Greetings from Chapleau, Ontario." So I think we've got most of the Canadian provinces covered so
East
far.
to west, yeah.
Saskatchewan, Alberta, no BC yet in the chat. So, oh no, there it is, Kamloops. So we do.
Yeah, Kamloops, BC, pretty close to my hometown of Lillooet.
Okay, nice. If you're wondering how Ian and I came to be up here in the broadcast booth, both of us are local curlers in the Lloydminster Curling Club. We curl on Thursday nights. It's our second year as a team. You make more skilled shots. I make more jokes, usually, but we have a good time. Yannick Schwaller with his second of the second.
Coming way around from the outside. Hopefully we don't have a collision here of sweepers up against the...
Trying to utilize some of the
ice.
wall of yellow rocks up front, and this thing is going to over-curl on them.
Yeah, I think, you and I know when you're playing in that outside ice, it can be a little bit challenging to, if you not having any reference point of your previous shooting and that type of thing, and they sort of succumb to that first shot, first line error.
Sometimes too much pebble there, you never know. You take a little less ice or more ice depending on what you think, and obviously it's going to run a little bit differently, and so obviously Schwaller team's going to have to adjust here, but not what they were hoping for in the come around there, which puts a little bit of the pressure back on them as Dunstone lines up for his first, up 4-0.
Yeah, it looks like he might be looking at a hit and roll. Hit and roll into the rings from that Yellowstone on the right-hand side.
Grandview, Manitoba in the chat, Surrey, BC in the chat, Cheryl from Lumbee, BC, watching from Truro, Nova Scotia. Lots of different Canadian flavor here for a Thursday afternoon and some great quality curling. And a thanks to everybody behind the scenes, Andrew from Groove V Production. That's the reason why you're able to watch these streams. At least on this sheet, we've got Maz Entertainment on sheet 5. Two featured sheets every draw, with the thirds and the skips all mic'd up as well. You can hear from ice level as Team Dunstone brings this one in here. Looking to tuck behind.
Yeah, certainly Matt taking advantage of the last shot to get an idea of what to do in that position, and he executes what Schwaller was looking to do previously.
They call 4-5 hog to hog. That maintains what we saw yesterday. Or 14-5, sorry.
Ich glaube, es ist der Draw, aber er hat Flop oder der Stick, oder?
Also der Draw ist schon da, das Loch. So.
Ja, ja. Ich sehe den Run, aber...
In the chat, if anybody can speak Swiss German, can deliberate on what these guys are talking about, because I think I know what they're saying, but I'm not going to assume, Ian. You got to do something here, though. Running that yellow back.
Yeah, looks like we're going to have a run back. Always an exciting shot, but very precision.
This one looks to be on a bit of an angle here, too, so it's not a dead no straight run back. Angled run back. Make this. You have the potential to set up a 2, maybe. Need this, though, from Benoit Schwarz Van Berkel and his first in the second.
Oh, curl, curl!
Calling for curl.
Just outside ice here all the way, Ian, and that's going to punch out sideways and brush by both Red Rocks, which opens it up completely for Dunstone to just block that one he just shot.
Yeah, certainly the Schwaller team not very happy with that result, and they're going to be under the gun in this second and again.
On the line here for these two teams, A qualifier, winner will advance to the playoffs on the A side and continue their hunt for a championship here at the Astec Safety Challenge. Kevin Cooey's rink won it last year in a final between him and Reed Carruthers.
Ich glaube nicht. Es gibt noch nicht einmal jetzt ein Blank. Vielleicht würde ich einen Nose Freeze anlegen. Dann kannst du.
Schade.
Matt Dunstone in the hack for his second and final stone. In the second. Up by 4. Looking to guard and control this second end.
Ja, aber er kann jetzt einen LSD drauf spielen, oder? Das hätte ich auch noch.
Ja. Ball. In the trousers. Ja.
Dunstone in his final. Just looking for a guard here, Ian.
Hey, line's good. Just full 12.
Full 12.
Just trying to keep it a little bit high.
Line's good.
If they can get her into the rings, they'll be sitting.
Really good.
The Harnden brothers on it.
Contact.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Calling her up short and just pulling the sweepers off. And that curled maybe just a little bit more than they were hoping, but still looking like a pretty good line on that straight ahead shot.
So they shore up that side of the ice, and Benoit Schwarz Van Berkel now is going to have to draw.
Yeah, they went straight to that draw ice, and they're going to have full forfeit, maybe bite the button.
Bite the button for one, and a nice end played by the Dunstone rink to hold potentially to 1. But Van Berkel still needs to make this one. Final stone in the second.
They should have a pretty good idea of this ice with their draws to the button. You would think that they're have run this line a few times.
Controlled weight from the team, all the way there. Need a shot at the button. Is this one hanging out too far, Ian? Is this one going to go too far?
A little bit.
And it does.
Steal of one here, Evan.
And a steal of one after taking 4 in the first. Matt Dunstone goes up 5-0 after 2.
I'll keep him, yeah.
Schwaller will maintain hammer, and we will be back from the Lloydminster Curling Club in the Astec Safety Challenge. A quick break from a message from some local sponsorship.
I don't remember a time when curling wasn't a part of my life. When I wasn't putting in the sweat and hard work to be the best that I can be. Clocking in the time, the effort to practice day in, day out. Curling is more than just a game. It's a family, a community. And when it's time to play, I know I'll be ready. Hardline, supporting hundreds of our next generation athletes.
Welcome back to the Astec Safety Challenge inside the Lloydminster Curling Club. Evan Degenhardt, Ian Isaacson in the booth with you on this Thursday afternoon, and a bit of a runaway so far. Dunstone up 5-0 over world number 2 Yannick Schwaller out of Switzerland. Schwaller with the hammer, but Dunstone in full control of this one, Ian.
Yeah, no, it's already looking a little bit interesting for Schwaller. They're going to have to really pull in some ends here back to back and work themselves back into this game. I mean, it's the old adage, you can't do it all in one end, but Dunstone almost has.
Well, they're going to be happy with where they're at now, but this game is far from over when you look at the caliber of players, and you never count anybody out, because just as quickly as you take 4, you might be able to give up 4. So the hammer stays down for Dunstone, and he's going to attack this one that's already in the rings. If you're Yannick Schwaller now, and at least Benoit Schwarz Van Berkel throwing the 4th stones, it's almost like, let's rinse this one out of the system, these last 2 ends, and let's just start fresh in end 3 and see if we can just make this a game where we take some momentum back.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, the score is going to dictate a lot of the strategy here going forward, and so definitely harder to work yourself back in when you've given up a little bit of ground, but you know, if any team can do it, well, those guys on the Yellowstones have the pedigree and have the chance to do that.
World number 2 for a reason.
Similar to last end, back-to-back corner guards. And looks like Matt's going with a little bit different strategy than last end. Last end he guarded. This end looks like he's going to put a 3rd rock into the rings.
Top 12, go line,
Going for a 3rd stone in the rings from the Dunstone rink, up 5-0 in the 3rd. Yannick Schwaller with the hammer. Diane in the chat, if you're watching on YouTube, we appreciate you there, says, hi from Southern Manitoba, go Dunstone. Kudos to the ice makers. It's so smooth looking here as we watch from home. Yeah, the ice is just phenomenal, and that's a kudos to Brian and Graydon, our local ice makers here in Lloydminster, and of course Darren Moulding, who came in as well to give them an extra hand. And Diane, I don't know if you were with us at the start of the broadcast, but on December 24th, the ice completely melted in this rink. The plant went down, and the community scrambled together, and you're looking at world-class ice
completely reformed
from scratch in 10 days. That's an unbelievable feat. I know Brian, the head ice maker, he basically slept here for 3 days straight and just watched to make sure that the ice was beginning to form again. And then, of course, you had to reformat everything. And so the fact that we're playing right now with this quality caliber talent is a feat in itself, that the ice is just this good, because December 24th, a bit of a unfortunate Christmas present, but that's the hardiness of people around Lloydminster, is we make it happen, and we weren't going to stop at nothing. This event was going to go down. We knew it would, and here it is.
Evan, a couple shots back to back here, rubbing on the front guards, so not the shot call that they're looking for, but sure should make some interesting shots in the middle of the ice here as the end progresses.
It's been an aggressive game, both sides. Lots of granite in the rings, some angle takeouts, and Dunstone's team now looking to sit 4, and a nice punch out there on that Yannick Schwaller rock.
Yeah, definitely missing the come around on the guards. It's changing things up again for Schwaller, Team Schwaller. The only advantage of having more rocks in the rings is they can maybe take out a few more with each shot.
More to aim at, maybe? This is Michel, Sven Michel, the second for the Yannick Schwaller rink.
Oh, then you make more of a wall anyways.
Shout, back line out. Whoa, prima, square curl.
He's looking to curl it in here, maybe get a little action on it.
Curl. Very good.
Ah, c'est le mur. Mur de l'œil. Mur de Chinois.
Just the Saskatchewan border.
Not super crazy.
Okay, so Dunstone's going to indicate here, Ian, that he wants to get rid of those 2 yellow. Slash. Sit right there.
You can make it so I can't get rid of either.
If we can go in and listen to these two deliberate, it's Colton Lott and Matt Dunstone on the ice, mic'd up.
Yeah. Or even if it could be very bad. And it's a bit of in a spot that we're guessing, right?
Team's looking at it still. Colton Lott seems to be happy with the call.
What's that?
I think they're going to go for the slash here, Ian.
Okay. Straight free scale close.
So what's the advantage here, Ian? What are you seeing? I mean, you pocket in front of your own, that's the deliberation they're going to draw, but now looking to remove these 2 stones so they can't be promoted into the red. Is that the thought here?
Yep.
Yeah, they're going to want to get some of that out of there. They have so many stones in the back that they.
So more so looking at that corner guard as a danger spot for down the road.
Yeah, I mean they'd have a double whammy of being around the guard and frozen to some red on the back.
Right.
I mean the only advantage that Schwaller has here with the setup in the rings is that all 3 of those stones in a line are
Right.
Ja, ich glaube, es ist schwieriger.
So now the option to Yannick Schwaller to promote or to tuck one in there.
Yeah, he'll probably be looking to sit.
Mit dem Outturn auf dem Wasserfriesen ist wahrscheinlich besser wie in der Mitte.
Sit on top and freeze as much as possible. Freeze as tight as they can to one of those back stones.
Sollte etwa nicht schlecht sein. Ja, das sind wir etwa T-Length am Schluss fast.
Yannick Schwaller, skip shooting the 3rd stones and his first in the 3rd.
Toujours Sven. Immer Sven, oui.
Nur Lengi.
Oui.
Hold this one straight, Ian.
Mush.
Maybe for right now.
Mush, go.
Gonna tuck around that yellow.
Whoa. Safe.
And a roll.
Sit in the pocket there a little bit.
And a pocket shot. But 2 Dunstone's shots, still 1 and 2 here in terms of shot rock position.
Matt's now trying to figure out what angle they can take to get this stone on the move.
Not really a chance you can get both without moving some of your own red, though. On this
That's
one.
right. Yeah. Even hitting the front one here, they're gonna try to punch that back one out. They're probably gonna have some collateral damage, but I don't think he's too concerned about that.
No, with that many rocks in play, Colton Lott, his last stone in the third. Big call from Dunstone. Need this line, boys.
Losing a couple of their own, but as a 2 for 2.
That's just 2 nice rocks from Colton Lott. Good response from him, and a big-time shot to keep it clean and keep the Dunstone rink in control in N3.
Yeah, that certainly simplifies the last 2 shots here for their team. They're not going to have nightmares about extra rocks in the rings and having to worry about it coming home.
Great shot by Colton Lott.
You can feel like something on your
Simplified hit and roll here for Yannick's last rock.
Yannick Schwaller's last stone. And a shout out from Don saying he's watching from Selkirk, Manitoba. They are missing their afternoon nap to watch this game.
I can feel that. I'm missing my afternoon nap to broadcast this game.
Pulled Ian out of bed for this one. Happy to have you regardless.
And my wife, she was on the chat last time, but she said she wasn't going to be listening this time, but she would verify that.
Did she give you a reason why she wasn't going to be listening this time? Or
she said last game was over 3 hours. It was too much commitment.
For a non-curler like her, eh?
It was a lot of commitment. Matt here looking to just retrace that line and cancel out the Schwaller stone.
Dunstone's first, sitting 1, up by 5 in the third.
Just looking across the ice here too, Evan. We have another feature game on sheet number 5, Gushu versus White. Gushu scored 2 in the first and stole 2 in the second.
Up by 2 over White.
Oh, actually 4-0. Up by 4.
Yeah, sorry, up by 4.
Games. They're in their third as well. So a couple games getting a little bit of separation in as far as score goes.
And big-time games in the A side too. Both of these featured sheets that you can watch on Curling Zone have big-time implications for all 4 of these teams looking to stay alive in the main event. But in this tournament, if you lose, you're not done. You lose 3, you're out. It's triple knockout style. So as long as you don't lose 3 games, you can still potentially win this whole thing.
Yeah, these teams are being in the A bracket still have a lot of legs in the tournament.
Yeah. Dunstone coming around the corner yellow. Wants to sit to the corner.
But
not sure he wanted that much separation, did he there, Ian? Or?
No, they definitely wanted a corner freeze, and now Schwaller's going to chase that rock again and try to increase the count in the rings. With the hopes of a final rock in the middle. But completely ignoring the 4-foot rock until their final shot.
Yannick Schwaller with the hammer.
I guess this really goes back to those first 2 shots at the end with the corner guards.
Yep.
It's actually playable territory now late in the end and coming in valuable.
As a guy who played lead his whole life, basically, those first 2 rocks are so important sometimes. People don't think about that, but a great placed first or second stone from your lead could potentially set up the end 6 or 7 rocks after the fact. So shout out to all the leads out there. And Benoit Schwarz Van Berkel. And his first in the third. Looking to freeze. And this one has some action.
They're on this one hard, trying to sweep it.
This one's coming across.
Moving.
And this is the 3rd draw in a row from Schwarz Van Berkel that comes up inside and racks on the corner guard. That's going to be something that the Dunstone rink's going to try to exploit down the road, I think. But 3 in a row there for Schwarz Van Berkel. Not ideal for this team, which leaves Dunstone sitting 2 without the hammer.
Good to see a smile still there from Schwarz Van Berkel.
What
He's
do you
got to
do?
be feeling it though. Like, yeah, a couple of ends here with not the shots that he'd be hoping for, and they're still in good spirits.
Well, what's good to see, you see on the screen right now the body language, and that's how you know these players are locked in and supporting each other, and that the communication's still there. You shake it off, you talk about it. It's a missed rock. Okay, on to the next one. You can't be down on yourself. You can't hang that on your shoulders. There's plenty of game to play. But Schwarz Van Berkel's draw game obviously going to be a factor as we continue here. He's got to find that for this Yannick Schwaller team if they're going to want to come back on the Dunstone rink. Matt Dunstone and his last rock without the hammer.
Ich finde, ich muss viel schneller drawen als gestern. Der Push-Out, ich hatte das viel als Learning. Ich hatte es dir eigentlich sagen.
Dunstone's second shot, final rock for him.
Looking just to seal off the forefoot here and stay in front of the tee line, in front of the button. Make it very, very difficult for Team Schwaller even to get any sort of scoring out of this one.
Front end of the Hardin brothers bringing this one in there, and they were hoping for 12-foot, weren't they, Ian? Is that a little bit too deep?
No, that was the shot call here, Evan.
Okay.
They were going for 4 foot or higher, just didn't want to go in behind at all.
So now the Schwaller rink, staring down 3, final stone. What's the play, Ian?
Are they going for a circus shot here? This could be a call for a quadruple takeout.
This is a big-time shot coming up.
Is this a...
And implications of maybe handshakes if this doesn't get made?
Yeah, this could be a swing for the fences here.
Schwarz Van Berkel in the final stone, staring down 3 Dunstone rocks.
Yeah, he's coming with the weight.
Coming with heat. Just clean.
Or a hit and roll from the side or stone.
Got a roll. Is he going to get it? Comes across and he does. Oh, clutch from Benoit Schwarz Van Berkel to cut that out. And they needed that one, Ian. Take their one. Obviously, they didn't get the 2, but boy, was that a pressure shot. 5-1 now for Dunstone over Schwaller as we head into the 4th. Dunstone with the hammer as we come back after the break from the Astec Safety Curling Challenge here in Lloydminster, Saskatchewan.
Handcrafted in Canada, Hardline's ice pad has revolutionized curling for over a decade. Engineered with top-tier precision and durability, it is backed by an unmatched 10-year warranty. Designed for curlers at all levels to sweep effortlessly with maximum efficiency, it is trusted by the world's best curlers, including Olympic and world champions. It is quite simply the best brew in the game. Hardline. Join the revolution.
And we're back. Astec Safety Curling Challenge, Lloydminster Curling Club. Upstairs is where myself, Evan, and Ian broadcasting here on this Thursday afternoon, and a big-time game, a qualifier event. Dunstone up by 4 over Schwaller, and Benoit Schwarz Van Berkel with a pretty big-time hit and roll.
Yeah, very lucky to come out of that end once again.
Here's the shot from the final as we came out of the break.
Yeah, using the red stone on the in the 8-foot to hit and roll and hit another to stick
Look at the angle on this one as they come in. Just a clutch shot from
Yeah,
Schwartz-Van
couldn't have any better shot than that.
He was staring down 3, and that would have been an 8-0 lead if he would have missed that one. But clutch, and that's why they're the world-ranked #2 team.
A little bit of a change-up in strategy here in the fourth. Team Schwaller electing to go with the 2 centerline guards instead of the 2 corner guards that they have used for the last end. Maybe just changing up the thought process and also the shot choice of the other team. Maybe making a few different shots so that they're keeping them on their toes, and otherwise this game might become a little bit of a repetition.
After 3, 5-1. Both teams yet to lose. Both teams looking to go to the playoffs here in the A. And that one's just going to get a tight little rub off that second center yellow guard and finish just touching the 8-foot. Schwaller looking to promote that shot Red Rock.
Tap hinne 4, stå bare det.
Just be a nice control weight here.
Taking a lot of ice
for the weight. And let the sweepers go to work here. Working very, very hard to keep that line there.
On it the whole way and not gonna hold it. That one will spill on the other side.
So yeah, we're seeing a lot of that here this game, maybe a little bit more than you'd expect. But the team's just
grabbing a new broom,
working out their shot calling, and the
little exchange there from Dunstone and Schwartz-Van Berkel. A couple of laughs. Both teams maybe seeing something for the first time there.
Yeah, they're probably both saying, these rocks, man, they just keep nicking on all our guards.
Are you guys trying to copy me here? And Harnden right away with a peel from Dunstone. Get rid of this guy up front.
Yeah, it was like it would have been top 8 with sweeping. It might have been a little short of it.
Sven Michel. They're looking to just put another top guard up there, Ian.
Yeah, rinse and repeat, replace exactly what's been removed. Just trying to give them options later in this end. They'll be looking to steal something back.
Dunstone doesn't like that, so he's going to elect to remove it for a second time in a row.
Not respecting the Swiss neutrality at all, and they're coming guns blazing.
Harnden with another peel.
You'd think I'd been saving that one up, but I just came up with it.
Oh, I thought you had that in the bank. I thought as soon as you saw that we were Switzerland team here, you were going to pull out neutrality. I respect it.
He's going to come in top, right?
Over 1,300 people streaming right now in Curling Zone. Judy says, watching from Arizona, is McEwen's game on Curling Zone? No, McEwen is not on one of the featured ices right now. We are featuring Dunstone and Schwaller, that's our game, and then Gushu and White on sheet 5 here. Those two games are being featured, but I can tell you that McEwen is down 3 against Mowat, and they're in the third. It's 3-0 for Mowat over on that side. Jacob Libis taking on the local DeConnick Smith Lloydminster club, and DeConnick Smith up 3-1 there. 2-0 for Knapp over Jack. And tied 2-2 Carruthers and Kirst. Thank you for joining us.
Gerade darum bringt es leider nichts, weil der Rot ist mega Problem. Yep.
First third stone here. Another peel of the front guard.
Dunstone just keeping it clean here in the fourth with control and hammer.
So viel? Edge?
Yeah, after a couple of guards in a row here, Team Schwaller is going to be moving into the rings, abandoning the guard strategy.
Eventually here, you're going to have to come in. David says big hello from Triangle Curling Club in Durham, North Carolina.
Oh. He's never running though. He's always going to try to do some kind of top.
Thanks for watching, David. Thanks for playing the game we all love.
Ligne bien. Attention, Pablo. T-line. Ligne bien. Girl. Girl. Whoa.
Yannick Schwaller.
Pablo, oui.
Got to finish this one, Ian. Got to tuck it in there. He does.
Just go.
Let's get an angle on that one to see how close they were as they come around.
Just go. Just ice.
Nice finish, nice sweep. Had a bit more room than I thought, but still a nice touch there
that
from
rock
Yannick.
was moving at the end there quite a bit. You're seeing the amount of ice that these guys are taking, and with the control weight that they're throwing, these rocks are curling anywhere from 8, 9, 10 feet even.
How much is it? How much at the hit?
Colton Lott with his
I know.
second, and he's going to come back down here as Dunstone.
They'll just be looking at the angles here, probably trying to just slash this out. Can they get two, or are they looking at maybe a different option? Certainly in their repertoire to nick that one out of there, and it'd be hard to keep your shooter with that shot call.
He's going to try to stay there, yeah.
See if you can listen into these guys. I know we have mics on Lott and Dunstone, but we did have a bit of a volume issue with Dunstone's mic, so we're working on that. But you can get a sense of what these guys are talking about, which I think is pretty cool too.
Is nog niet goed. Nu wordt het twice die.
A couple different hit and roll options.
I do.
Yeah. I think that's the play.
That's what I was saying.
Just confirming. People wondering, hey, how come they're taking so long to deliberate here? You see other big events, usually they're on a pretty tight time crunch. Here at the Astec Safety Challenge, there's no clocks, and one of the reasons behind that is you don't realize just watching the game on TV or on a stream, but it takes a lot of people power behind the scenes, and you need an accredited person to come in and kind of manage the clocks as well. So this event opted to not go time, and not really seeing it affect anything. These teams are so professional, they have a pretty quick pace of them anyways, but it's also nice to see a bit of deliberation, and from a curling fan perspective, you get a sense of what they're talking about, Ian, and you get a little bit more time to watch them deliberate, which in other events you might not get that. So
yeah, absolutely. What they just did there would definitely be a timeout situation if they felt like they needed that sort of that conversation, or bringing all four team members down and take a look at the situation on the ice.
Colton Lott, his second shot.
Easy!
Gonna hit and roll off the one biting the forefoot. Controlled weight. Gotta get it there now. Keep it. Roll it.
Get under. Okay.
And a nice touch from Colton Lott.
Good call.
Yeah, certainly using the opposite turn there, but it was also the ice call on that turn would be a little bit different and a little bit more challenging for us amateur players. But these guys are definitely showing off a little bit on what they can do, and the shot making selections that we would never dream of on our.
No, they're so far ahead. They're so far ahead in the game and the strategy. And the sweeping on how it's evolved. I was working with Megan last night, the Lloydminster Curling Club president. We were doing a broadcast, and you might see on some of these games where you have somebody in front of the rock, fully in front of the rock, and they're not really moving the broom back and forth. They're just holding it there. And she said that was called the snow plow technique. And that's a new strategy that some of these teams are adapting this year.
He's always got the double. You always have the double.
That's out today.
Schwarz Van Berkel. His first. This one looks tight, Ian. Got her by, but racks on the red. And he's going to spill out.
Yeah, he was looking to just nudge his Yellowstone forward a little bit and then sit in front of those other reds, but hitting the guard a little bit farther out of the rings just created the separation and stuff that they're not going to be able to capitalize too much in this end. Leaving the spot open now for Matt Dunstone to really, take a stranglehold. And I hate to say it, but if he scored big in this end, these teams may hit the shower a little earlier.
So now the option for Dunstone is, do you sit in front of that pocket there? Do you get a little bit of a hit and roll?
I think we're just ripping this.
I think they're just evaluating the angles and the hits that Schwaller could throw in his last stone. 3 rocks still to come. 2 red, 1 yellow.
I think it makes it worse.
Caught a little bit of audio there. Let's just not make it worse.
I mean, ideally, you're sitting pretty right now. It's a matter of how do you eliminate maybe a promotion of a Yellowstone? How do you protect is the deliberation right now from the Dunstone rink.
Make it supposed to be, huh? Yeah. I think just sticking anything with this, I think simply helps us. Maybe we just rip it. It's a fine line.
It's like +6 out. But it does get
So the Dunstone rink still kind of deliberating over this one, Ian.
Yeah, back-to-back conferences.
Move this, but
they realize the importance of this
you're not
end.
really coming up all that much.
Could have implications.
Oh, big time, big time. So Colton Lott now, let's see if we can listen in on what he's thinking. So where did they land Ian Isaacson? Are they going for the punch out and roll?
I don't.
Just a tap back and a bit of a light roll in?
Yeah, I think they just want to hit the yellow out, and they're going to sit 3 in the forefoot.
It's not a bad spot to be with Hammer to sit 3, up by 4 in the 4th. Matt Dunstone and his first of 2. Quiet hit and roll to sit 3.
Altså oppnå, macht nå som jeg nyter det.
Nej, bare beaucoup. Ik het alweer de man pak op. E-mail.
Dunstone sets in, delivers.
Clean.
Certainly some velocity on this one.
They don't want to make it worse. And just a chip shot.
Don't really see anything.
So now, what's left for Benoit Schwarz Van Berkel?
Wie lang? 8?
Staring down 2.
Wij hebben niet op skate, Mac.
No, I know.
Without the hammer. What are you looking at, Ian, as we take an overhead view here of what these guys are seeing?
He's got to run it.
They're just trying to see if they can get enough of that front yellow in order to move both red stones.
If we can widen out just a bit for our viewers at home, the challenge here is that guard to the left of the shot stone that they're trying to promote. That angle right there is kind of exactly what they're staring down. They don't see maybe 70% of that rock.
Yeah, and they might just be going straight at the high yellow stone and using it all the way back.
Benoit Schwartz Van Berkel with his last stone.
Final stone of the end here. This is really gonna...
One more stone from Dunstone to follow. And he's gonna drive it all the way through. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow, I don't think you could do that the same in a row.
They're sweeping all the way down trying to hold that, but it just curled.
So Dunstone now is gonna have a draw to the 4-foot for 3. And will that be shakes?
I can't hear you. I think you were the best.
Thank you, Marlene, for watching. Hello from Elliott Lake, Ontario. Awesome stuff. Big thanks to Arby's, MNP, VIP Lounge for the MNP, and Arby's Fan Zone here at the rink. Lots of fans down locally to watch this one, which is super cool. And Maz Entertainment, Groove V Productions for the help behind the scenes and getting the streams going. Musgrave Agencies, Store Right, Lakeside Pharmacy, Bar Engineering, Fountain Tire, Lloydminster, Industrial Scientific. Over 100 volunteers here, Ian, to make this thing happen, and Dunstone delivers his final stone.
Right, good.
They seem pretty happy with it so far.
Clean, control.
Hard line.
Bite the 4-foot.
Gotta go.
Gotta go. It looks light. Can you get it by here, fellas?
Keep going. You gotta keep going.
Rub off, and he gets his 3. And there are the hands.
Yeah, we're going to be ending here a little bit early.
Wow. Okay.
Fourth end, 8-1 final from Dunstone.
3 in the 4th, and this A event qualifier is going to wrap up earlier than expected. Matt Dunstone going to walk away with this one. 8-1 make the final over the Yannick Schwaller Wink from Switzerland. And to you who've been watching, over 1,300 people, thank you. A couple people in the chat saying, just not Benoit's game today, Ian.
No, he'll have certainly chances to redeem himself down the road here, and more to come.
So what we're gonna do here is, I know Curling Zone in the chat saying, hey, we're gonna automatically send everybody over to the Gushu game after this break. So you can watch that as well, but we might try to switch over real quick and get coverage on either rink sheet 3 or sheet 2. So because we wrapped early, stay with us here. We might try to get you coverage on another game and jump in here real quick. But for now, 8-1 make the final. Dunstone going to move on to the playoffs here in the A event final. And myself and Ian will be right back for the Astec Safety Challenge after a quick break and a quick shift, and see if we can get you more curling coverage from Lloydminster Curling Club out of Lloydminster, Saskatchewan.
The official soundtrack to Canada's only border city, 106.1 The GOAT. Stay connected with mylloydminsternow.com. The GOAT. Everything that rocks. 106.1 The GOAT.
And welcome back to the Astec Safety Challenge with some bonus coverage, sheet 3 of this second draw. We're going to take you over to the Jack Knapp game. And for all those joining us from the Dunstone game, thanks for watching. Thanks